Hi, this is Julien Stoutt, licensed personal trainer, licensed PE teacher, and world record powerlifter, here to use mindset, encouragement, accountability, and nutrition to help you take the fear out of fitness and be the best you. Today's video is a reaction video to a Dr.Phil episode that um, recently aired, and I wanted to give my perspective on it because it's actually something that I've brought up in the past where I've brought up the whole, I'm actually the one who coined the whole false positive body imagery um, phrase. Nobody else has came up with that. I'm the one who came up with that. And as a result, it is now being brought to the forefront of the mainstream. I've already talked about this before Bill Maher, before Dr. Phil. I've talked about this because I'm starting to notice a trend in where people are trying to avoid accountability for the decisions that they made in their lives as opposed to owning up to it and being who they are and leaving it at that. Now, again, I don't conflate holding somebody accountable with body shaming, because this is not about body shaming. This is not about making fun of people who are in a different physical condition than you are. I also talk about our 27 different body types and how our fitness ties into those 27 body types as opposed to simply meeting some lame standard of BMI, which isn't real. It's not accurate, right? And as a result, I want to make sure that people do truly understand the nature of what it is that I do on a day-to-day basis with clients and individuals who seek my counsel about how to go about being in shape and what is in shape for them. Without further ado, I'm going to react to the video. This video is actually pretty long, so I'm going to bear with me, guys. I'm going to actually try to allow the video to pass through rather than pausing it at every 2 seconds. All right, so here we go.
I've struggled with my weight and my body image my entire life. Kids bullied me for my weight, but I always shrugged it off, thinking, oh, well, they're just like me.
Now, the funny thing is,
when I was 10, my friend's mom told me,
obese.
Lexi, with those blue eyes and that beautiful singing voice, if you just
10?
lost the weight, you could take over the world.
See,
So it was particularly soul-crushing to learn
cool.
that adults were
old.
thinking negatively about my body also.
So here's the deal, right?
My journey to...
I do have to pause it here. If you're an adult and you're dealing with children when it comes to this situation, stop making comments about children's physicality because you don't know where they are in their fitness journey or in their body journey, for that matter. And what I mean by that is this: in most cases, God gives you the materials before he gives you the plans. And when you understand that notion, sometimes you are putting your own fears and concerns and judgments on people unnecessarily, especially children, and those types of judgments creates a atmosphere for disaster and hatred of fitness and a hatred of true health and well-being. They would hate it because they seem to attach the individuals who make these comments with what fitness is supposed to be about. So let's continue. I'm not gonna let's keep.
Accepting myself was gradual. I've really made peace with my body. I started creating content for Instagram about 4 years ago to document my own self-acceptance and body confidence journey. One of the most common troll comments I receive is that I'm promoting obesity. So many people seem to feel entitled to a fat person's personal business and are quick to judge them. When people are berating me online and telling me I'm gonna die by the time I'm 30, it is not inspiring. Will and I are soulmates. He is the love of my life.
I think body positivity is good, but people online have made rude comments to Lexi just because she's fat. It's painful to watch. I respect her tenacity, her fight, and
you should not
her
be talking bad about people. This is where body shaming comes in, and I don't like it. Stop body shaming people. Stop calling them names. Stop being, there's a difference between promoting obesity as an agenda mainstream wise, but this individual person is not necessarily trying to promote obesity. And from what I'm seeing, all she's doing is taking pictures in clothes and accepting her body as it is and enjoying her beauty as it is. And whether or not she needs to make improvements in her health is a whole nother story. But in terms of her life and how she lives and how she does what she does, that's none of our business. And if it's our business if she's taking pictures and putting them on Facebook and Instagram. But the thing is that it is not our business to sit here and make comments about her body when all she's doing is celebrating her life.
See me loving myself the way that I am and feel inspired to love themselves the same way.
I'm a 27-year-old transgender woman.
What's your definition of body positivity?
My definition of body positivity is pretty simple. It's self-acceptance, radical self-acceptance, regardless of whether you're as healthy as you'd like to be, or whether you love how you look, or maybe sometimes you don't. It's the belief that no matter how you feel in that moment, you know that you are deserving of good things and respect and dignity.
Okay, how many
with
of you, just by a show of hands, would support what she's just saying with her definition? Okay, how many of you would say, I got a problem with that?
Nope. Dr. Phil has a problem
Okay,
with
a couple of wafflers. Okay, I'm raising my hand because I got a problem with that.
Okay, I want to know why.
Do you define it pretty much the same way?
I would say so, yeah.
Okay, then I got a problem with both of you two. So you're in
We
trouble.
can work it out,
Yeah,
I think.
I bet. Now, here's my problem. See, I think in this society, I think we have always confused body image with self-image. I think they vary together and should not. We have a good body image, our self-image goes up. We have a poor body image, then our self-image tends to go down. That shouldn't be the way it is. Would you agree?
I agree that how you view
I would
your
agree
body
with that. So now I guess
shouldn't
I'm
be
changing
the
my
only
answer. Thank you,
thing
Dr. Phil,
that
for
makes
making
you
me
feel
look
good
like a
about
hypocrite.
yourself. That's what I think body positivity helps with. If you start to change how you see yourself, if you start to approach your body image with a sense of compassion and tenderness, then you start to see yourself in a more gentle light rather than like a harsh criticism. And so when you are feeling negatively.
Okay, I had to pause it real quick. I wanted to make sure you understand this. Harsh criticism is not holding you accountable. You understand what I'm saying? So, for instance, if you're sitting here going, "God, I suck. I'm a complete idiot because I suck at this because I didn't eat the foods that I was supposed to eat this today," or "I'm a complete douche because I couldn't lift the weight that I was supposed to lift," or "I didn't exercise as long," or "I couldn't last as long as everybody else." That's harsh criticism. And to me, you don't deserve that. However, holding yourself accountable for the fact that you didn't do it the way it was supposed to be done is different. So you can turn around and say, "I didn't do what I was supposed to do today." You can do better. You will do better tomorrow. Do you see the difference? I don't want y'all turning around and beating yourselves up. And that shouldn't be this is part of the reason why body positivity or false positive body imagery is a thing.
About your body, instead of it making you feel negatively about yourself altogether, you can say, I feel negatively about my body today, but I'm going to show myself kindness and compassion, and I'm just going to say you're doing your best and tomorrow's a new day. Then that way you kind of lift up your entire self-image.
See, you're contradicting yourself then. You're saying, I don't like my body image, I'm just accepting it, and I'll do better tomorrow. And
yes, that's holding yourself accountable.
See, to me, this body positivity says we're not going to focus on body image, we're going to focus on the person inside, but it seems to be totally focusing on body image.
Exactly.
What about the health issues? I think most of the critics about this focus on the fact that by seeming to celebrate the body, not your worth, not your value, but to celebrate the body, you're ignoring the health risks.
Exactly
The
what
whole
I'm
point
arguing.
of fat acceptance, body positivity, body neutrality even, is destigmatizing the fat phobic, toxic,
I
diet
hate that
culture,
word.
beauty standards, all of these expectations.
Okay, fat phobic, diet, toxic beauty standards. All right. Fat phobia, hate that word because nobody's afraid of fat people. Everybody's afraid of the consequences that comes with being fat. That's the well, I want to speak for everybody, but most people who are concerned with other people's health, that's primarily where their concern is. It's not about, oh my god, I'm sitting next to a fat person. Oh my god, I gotta get out of here. If that's how you're living, this channel isn't for you. All right, I'm letting you know that now. If this is how you're looking at it, this channel's not for you.
That are put onto people to look a certain way or to avoid looking a certain way. It's taking
Looking a certain way and avoiding looking a certain way is a complete level of ignorance in understanding what the human body is. So not everybody's meant to look the same. There are large people, there are small people, there are in between people, there are moderate people, and every component of everyone's body tends to express themselves in different ways because of genetics. You cannot help the fact that your legs are more dense than your upper body, or no different than your upper body's more dense than your legs. You can influence it to be a little bit different over time with exercise and effort. However, this is the main reason why 27 body types exist, because you don't want people making ill-fated comments about your body when they have no idea what your body's supposed to look like. All right?
stigmatizing having a specific body image, destigmatizing fatness, and
No, fatness
it
is
is
not.
putting
No, you're
it's
not
putting an
supposed to be fat. You can
individual's
be large without being
personal
fat.
experience and their personal journey to the forefront.
At 20 years old, I was at my heaviest weight of 360 pounds. I was really afraid that I was going to, die really, really soon. I decided that I wanted to change my life. I have lost about 180 pounds overall, and I've been able to keep that weight off for about 10 years now. I actually started to document my journey on Instagram as well as YouTube. I want to make it very clear. It was rough. It was rough. I also don't believe that losing weight is obviously a bad thing and that you should be shunned for it or made fun of, or in my case, I'm called fat phobic because I've lost weight. I've been called an ex-fat because I've lost weight. I have had a lot of people
Y'all kill me. Y'all kill me. How is it logical to shame someone for losing weight when you don't like people shaming you for being the weight that you are? Make that make sense. Make that make sense, because this right here is exactly the reason why I am on one end, I'm the body shaming guy. I don't like it, and I will, advocate for anyone who is being body shamed. And on the other end, this false positive body imagery, I want to get rid of it. I want to do away with both ends of the spectrum and come to the middle and be sensible about how we approach fitness in general. All right?
Very angry at me because I advocate for others that want to lose weight. Ideal beauty standard, no. I am here to say, if you do want to lose weight, I believe in you. I believe you can do it. Amen. It is very hard, but it's worthwhile. And me losing the weight has been one of the best things I've ever done in my entire life.
I still work out.
The war in Ukraine.
All right, I don't know who this is, but I'm not gonna give him that effort.
Well, John, welcome.
Yeah,
you worked really hard to lose weight, right?
Yeah, it was one of the hardest things I've ever done, yeah.
How much did you lose total?
180 pounds.
That's a whole other person.
Yeah.
Right? And
at my heaviest, I was 180 pounds. So he lost me at my
do you
heaviest.
consider yourself healthier?
So, okay, he's now 215. So that means he lost 180 pounds, which means he got down to as low as 180 pounds. And then gained an additional 30 pounds of muscle. This dude is jacked, all right? and it looks all natural. I don't see any, signs of him looking like he's, cheated to get to this body. I mean, congratulations, dude, because it is not easy. I respect you totally.
Yeah, I mean, I would consider myself healthier. Yeah.
There are people that have done what you've done, lost weight. There are celebrities that have done it, Adele, Rebel Wilson, Jonah Hill, that get
And they've
criticized
been
for
made
losing weight.
fun of. See, yep.
And you've had
And they've been
people
made
say
fun of for doing
traitor,
it.
Yeah.
that you've quit
Yeah.
on them, right?
With weight loss, I think a lot
Why
of
would
people
you want to
see it
die
as
on
like
a
they were talking
hill
about
trying
some
to
sort of
prove
moral
that
success, right?
being fat
and I can
is
understand
better
how you
than
guys
being
feel.
healthy?
Being just feeling like because you're fat, you have people that are attacking you, regardless of what you believe. Regardless, I get it. I was there. I know what it's like, and so I think you guys are doing a great
I
job.
don't know
by the
what
way.
it's like literally, but I understand.
But I have dealt with that. I have dealt with people upset with me, upset with my name on Instagram, Obese the Beast, and it's frustrating because at the end of the day, what I care about and what I preach is I want people to be happy
He
and
was
I want
almost
people to be healthy.
400
And if
pounds.
someone wants to lose weight, if someone wants to go down that path, I think they should be hopefully do it in a healthy way. But they
And the
should
key
have
word,
ways
what's
to do.
cool is I like the fact that he used the terminology wants to. If you're obese and you don't want to lose weight, you are happy as you are happy with the life that you live, you're happy with the consequences of your health, be who you are. I would never tell somebody that they need to do it simply because they're obese. Okay? Now, I would warn them that this may not last long, that this lifestyle may not be beneficial to them for long term, but at the same time, if they're okay with the consequences, why am I criticizing them?
And not be made to feel bad about wanting to do that. Because for me, it was one of the best decisions I've ever made. It completely changed my life. And I want people to have that option and feel supported when they are going down that road.
On both ends of the
Data
spectrum.
is really what matters. And I run lab tests on my clients. So everybody does blood tests. I do stool testing. And fat is an organ, and it influences inflammation, it influences your hormones, and it puts stress on your organs. And eventually those organs begin to fail. And I've seen that over and over on lab testing. And so it's something that we have data to prove. Also, being obese is putting you at risk for all-cause mortality, which is cardiovascular disease, diabetes, and just organ failures, like even the gallbladder is included in that too.
This lady is 100% correct. I can't say enough about what she said. When you do lab testing on people who are obese, and one of the things, and when you do lab testing on people who are obese, it's very hard to get people to understand how dire it looks when you start seeing the chemicals in the body, when you start seeing the hormonal changes, when you start seeing the triglycerides through the roof, the cholesterols, the LDLs of the cholesterols are through the roof, the cardiovascular impact of their lack of ability, the insane levels of blood sugar, of blood glucose levels. When you start seeing that the blood glucose levels are in 2, 3, 4, 5 times the normal limit at any given time, that is serious problems that you're putting yourself up for. All right, so I just want you to understand that she is absolutely right, and this is why I do what I do. I lost my grandmother to diabetes. I'm fighting that good fight with my wife to try to help her overcome these issues as well. However, I've helped countless of people overcome their lack of understanding where they are metabolically, where they are chemically, where they are hormonally, as a result of the decisions that they've made over the course of their lives.
Not to mention orthopedic problems, which are huge.
Yeah.
What are some of your favorite studies that you've read that aim to research people who are, as you say, obese, so people who are overweight?
Overweight is not obese, number one. Overweight is a construct created to define people who are heavier than the stupid standard of BMI. All right? So Why do I say that? Is because BMI is not true. It's all it is your weight divided by your height. Period. So I could weigh a 500 pounds at 5 feet 4 inches tall, and if any of my if all of my composition is muscle, they don't care. I'm unhealthy. I can move a Buick. I could run fast. I could jump high. My heart rate is good. My blood, my lab numbers are great. But because my BMI is at 35, it's not good for me, and they'll just say no, and that's it, right? As opposed to, obesity. The real definition of obesity is any person whose body fat is excessive of 30% of their actual mass. 200 pounds, 30% of 200 pounds would be 60 pounds. So if you're 60 pounds of pure fat at 200 pounds, then you are obese, because you're literally walking around, you're supposed to be 140 pounds of pure muscle. And if you increase yourself by 10 to 20% of that embodied fat, you're looking at 155 pounds to 168 pounds. So anywhere between 155 to 170 pounds is where you're supposed to be if your muscle mass is 140 pounds. All right. This is why people start to hate themselves, because when they stand on the scale and measure themselves against gravity, instead of measuring what their body looks like in terms of muscle mass and density, they begin to hate themselves.
Who don't have organ failure, who don't have orthopedic issues, what are some of your favorite studies and research that you've read exploring healthy fat people?
There's no
Nothing
such
in
thing as
medicine's
healthy fat people.
100%.
Sure.
So you're going to look at data and you're going to look at percentages. And when you look at people who are 40, 50 more pounds overweight, the statistics
Again,
tends
40,
to
50 pounds
indicate,
overweight
and
is
this is
not
very
the
well
problem. It's
documented,
40,
that
50
they
pounds
run
of
more
excess
problems.
body
Doesn't mean
fat
that everybody who's
as a-
overweight is
in
going to have these
combi-
problems,
combination
but
to
the
your weight.
risk is much greater than a person who is at ideal BMI.
What
or
body
healthy
fat is
BMI.
inflammatory. So regardless of how
Agree
much you
100%.
have, it is increasing inflammation, and inflammation is the root cause of all disease, regardless of what it is. And so it's important to look at the data in regards to that and really look at, okay, are you insulin resistant? Because insulin resistance can lead to dementia. They're calling dementia type 3 diabetes. And if you're insulin resistant now, then you're setting yourself up for things like dementia in the future too.
You wanted to say something?
My comment is to the young lady. I wish when I was as young as her, I had paid attention to the dangers. I'm the poster child of everything that can go bad because of weight. I'm going to have
can't
open
look at
heart
her.
surgery on October 10th. I had a heart attack. I have diabetes, high blood pressure, no cartilage on both legs. I need 2 knee replacements.
This one sounds like my
And
wife.
health is
actually.
important. And overweight is linked to
Not
more
overweight,
health
obesity.
issues.
There's no question about it. You wanted to say?
Yeah, so it's clear that all the numbers that all these studies people are bringing up, more people are becoming overweight, obese. That's clearly happening. I don't think anyone would disagree with that, right? I think it's important to look at, is that
It's our
really an
society.
issue? And if that is an issue, what can we do to solve it? Not what can the fat people do to stop being fat, right? It's more about what can we do as a nation, as a community, what can we do to help people? I'm sorry, I'm getting emotional
I agree.
because I dealt with people constantly telling me I was fat. Guess who doesn't need to be told they're fat? A fat person. I'm telling you right now, I knew, right? And so it was so frustrating to me.
But the question is, this is one of the things that I want to know from you guys. Feel free to comment below, and don't forget to hit the like button, guys. One of the things that I want to know is, as an obese person, when you know you're obese, why aren't you seeking help? Why aren't you seeking help? Because what is it that you're fighting? Or what is it that you're trying to actively avoid in order to be who you are? Because you hear nobody wants to walk up to you and say, dude, you're fat. That first of all, if anybody said that to me, if I was fat and somebody told me that, I'd be in constant, conflict with people, right? So I understand where that comes from. However, in the process, if you know where you are and you know it is not going to be beneficial to you, not from a societal standpoint, not from a beauty standpoint, but from a health standpoint, you know this is not going to be good for you. Why do you persist in this realm? I understand if you watch The Matrix, the answer is because I choose to. However, why do you choose to? Is the magic question, all right?
People make fun of you, call you names.
I don't agree
say,
with
oh,
that.
you're gonna die soon, yada, yada, yada. I knew, right? I knew what was going on. That didn't change the fact that I felt like I couldn't lose the weight. I felt like it was impossible
why
for
do you
me.
feel like you
And
couldn't
so
lose
what
the weight?
I try and do,
What changed for you?
just a dude,
I would love
is
to
I
ask
try
you
and
these
show people
questions.
I was able to lose the weight. And if you want to, you can.
Your life is yours to live, and you're going to make the choices. I'm just saying, deal with reality.
100%.
Deal with reality. If I'm a big one for science. If
Same here.
anything that I've said today, it won't withstand challenge, throw it out. Fact check everything I've said. And if I'm wrong and
Fact check
obesity
me.
doesn't put you at higher risk for diseases, throw it out.
Fact check me on that too.
Don't listen to me. Fact check me. Do these things for yourself, but deal with reality. And I want to be sure you understand that I don't conflate issues. And self-image and body image, I don't
Now
put
that
those
he's
together.
explained that, I 100% agree.
Is at risk for your health, and I care about people and want them to live as long and healthy as they can. You as people, as individuals, I've enjoyed having you here. You've been great for this conversation and debate. You've
some
been very
people are
nice,
very
very
overbearing
pleasant.
with this whole
And
body
if we talk
positivity,
about
which is
this some more,
false
I
positive
hope
body
you'll come
image.
back and contribute to
they're
the
very
conversation
overbearing.
again.
Absolutely. Thank you for
And
having
I
us.
hope you're glad you came.
She's very
I
pleasant.
tried to
They're
treat
both
you with
very
dignity and
pleasant
respect because I do
Even
respect
if
both
I
of
don't
you. And
agree
I
with
we
hope you'll
everything
come
they
respect
say,
you
back.
they're
so
very
much.
pleasant.
Thank you.
Workplace bullying.
All right, guys, that's the end of the video. All right, so guys, you have the power to make yourself as you see fit. It's your choice. It is always going to be your choice. No one can make you lose weight. No one can make you get fat. No one can make you do anything outside of threatening your life. And even then, you have the choice to not conform even then. However, considering the fact that everybody wants to see tomorrow, if somebody threatened your life, obviously, you might do something different. But in regards to this health thing, you have the power to change your body. I'm living proof of it. If you've seen pictures of me when I was a kid, holy smokes. I am living proof of it. That young man that was in the video earlier was proof of it. Now is the time. I understand this is the new year, and I'm not going to actually go into the resolutions nonsense because I really don't believe in resolutions personally. However, this is a time for you to hit the reset button and start researching and trying new things to allow you to make these changes slowly but surely. Not too slow, because you don't have a lot of time before disease starts to creep up on you if you are obese. And I'm going to turn around and make one of the reasons why I specify obesity is not about how the gravitational forces on your body, is because you could be 130 pounds and still be obese. For instance, 130 pounds and actually be 80 pounds of muscle, which means you're 50 pounds of body fat. You're walking around with 50 pounds of body fat. However, if you were to build up that 80 pounds of muscle, hair, water, skin, and bone to say 110 pounds of hair, water, skin, muscle, bone, which means now your muscle to fat ratio increased 2 to 1 almost, because you're gonna increase your body your muscle mass to 30 pounds versus 20 pounds of body fat. So now you're still 130 pounds, but you're 20 pounds of body fat now. Your diabetes will immediately, I'm telling you now, will immediately disperse if you do this. Far too many times people assume that because I weigh 120 pounds, I'm good. No, you're not. Just like if I weigh 220 pounds, I'm fat. No, you're not. And I'm not going to go anywhere to say that. Yes, the probability of you being 220 pounds and being healthy is minute. However, you have to live in those corners. You have to know everything there is to know about who you are before you start passing judgment on yourself and then holding yourself accountable for the decisions that you need to make after that. Because you could be 220 pounds and be healthy and be in shape, be muscular. You know, just because you're female and you have 150 pounds of muscle attached to your body frame doesn't mean that you're fat. And considering that all females must have at least 17% body fat on them to function hormonally normally, that would mean that a woman that's 150 pounds of muscle with 17% more body fat, let's round it up to 20%. That means she's adding on another 30 pounds to her frame, which means she's 180 pounds. She's not fat. I don't care how tall or short she is. If her body mass is 150 pounds of muscle, she is not fat. He is not fat. All right? I want you guys to understand this wholeheartedly. Bring this into the new year with you, because I really need you guys to understand how this is. I really want you guys to believe what it is that I'm telling you, because there's too many points of proof as to what it is that I'm telling you. All right, guys, this is my final video of the year. Congratulations if you have been with me thus far. Hopefully you guys have learned something from me in 2022. I have more coming in 2023. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and on YouTube. Guys, have a nice day. Shout out to my wife. It's been 22 years since I've known you. Have a nice day and be the absolute best you, and Happy New Year.